And hello, all my cruising friends. No, we don't. We want the intro again. Okay, let's try it one more time. Hello, all my cruising and travel friends. It's Rob here with Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Here today with Dewey Skis from Dewey's Destinations.
That intro's got a mind of its own, doesn't it?
It does have a mind of its own. It just wants to keep on playing. So you never know what it's going to get when it just wants to play. I think it wants to sink her into your brains and you just keep hearing the intro music.
Kind of like when you hear some of those songs that once you hear it, you can't unhear them.
It's like, why is that always being stuck in my head? But anyways, let's welcome on. When we do have people on into the chat, we'll welcome you guys all on in. But today we are streaming on two platforms here on YouTube and Patreon.
Ooh.
And of course, we're going to welcome on in our podcast listeners. Thank you for listening on in. Once we have this all uploaded for you on Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are listening from. But in today's topic, we are talking all about... I just had the topic, and then I just lost train thought of the topic. Lily, it's been a wild, crazy day. Pride Cruise Spotlights. So we are talking all about that, and it is what really happens on land. Whoops, come on. What really happens on LGBTQ cruises? What a tongue twister. Literally, I just woke up moments ago from a quick nap, so that's why it's a little interesting.
Yeah, they keep making that letter collection longer and longer. It gets harder and harder to remember it all.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Hey, Cruise Ship Drone, welcome to the show.
And welcome in, Cruise Ship Drone. Mike, if I am correct, I believe that is Mike's new channel. Sometimes it is very hard to keep track of all the names out there and who they are, but
especially as often as people change names of their channels.
That too, but he is coming in from the YouTube side. So welcome on in. And without delay, we are going to dive on into the very first one, which is, and of course, that's our welcoming message. Welcome to tonight's show. Spotlight, what really happens on LGBTQ plus cruises, a respectful place for cruising and community. All welcome. Keep chat kind, no hate or negative. Join the conversation and let's set sail. So as we are jumping into the first one, it is, what is an LGBTQ plus cruise? Would you like to start one off, Mr. Dewey?
Well, you basically have two different kinds. You've got the full ship charters, which a lot of people hear of, stuff like the Vakaya and God, I'm just drawing blank all of a sudden. The Atlantis and cruises like that, where they just rent out the whole cruise and you never know what's going to happen. Those, and then you have just like the large group cruises where there's one that goes out twice a year, and it's called the Big Gay Cruise. They When I was on it a couple of years ago, they had I think about 600 people, and now they're up around 800 or 900, I think, or more. So it's just like a large group cruise on a cruise, but it's not the whole cruise isn't a gay cruise, just that group is. But anybody's welcome to join in on what's going on. They're not exclusive, but at least the one that I was on, if you wanted to attend the shows, you had to pay a entertainment charge to help pay for the shows that they did for our group. So there's various different kinds, and then you have smaller groups that will get together and go on cruises just because whatever makeup of the group. So you can have anywhere from like a dozen people to an entire ship.
Correct. And then when you have, every so often, you do hear about a particular band or a particular group has chartered out your cruise, and then it has canceled your cruise out because of it's being chartered out now. Referring to that is travel agents don't have access to doing bookings on majority, not all, but majority of charter cruises. You have
Yeah.
to book through a particular venue for that.
Yeah. And the group that I am involved with, it's not a gay cruise group, but the Helping Hands for Cruising, the cruise we just had in November, it was the kind of group where you could book through our travel agent or anybody else you wanted and participate. Well, the next one we got coming up in 2 years is going to be a charter cruise. We're not chartering the entire ship, but it's going to be a large group. And the only way you can be involved in the group is to book through our particular setup for it so that we have control and can keep track of things and stuff. Because if you book independently into any kind of group, you never know who's going to know you're there or how to get involved in what's happening and stuff like that. So depending on what you like, it's better to participate and book through the charter or the big group event so that everything is done. You're not left out of anything.
Correct. So it's all based upon what you like and what you want to get out of it.
When I went on that big gay cruise, I booked independently through one of my casino cruises, but then I was able to pay like an entertainment fee to be included in all of the group events because getting the free cruise was a lot cheaper than paying for the cruise at all. And so I just had to pay for the entertainment stuff.
Correct. And the description I got for this one here was full ship charter or group sailings open to LGBTQ guests and alumni.
Yep.
So
And when you have a full ship charter, pretty much you can expect everybody, or at least most everybody, is probably going to be gay or a good supporter. So there's not going to be any issues with people wondering, "Oh my God, what's happening?" But when you're on a smaller group, you still have to respect everybody else as well. But in return, they need to respect your group too. So
yeah, so it's a two-sided program to it.
yes.
And we're gonna dive back over into the chat because I do see that we do have someone, and Cruise Ship Drums is saying hello to you. And Nightbot is chatting up saying if you like new to this channel, please consider giving us a thumbs up, subscribing, and setting the bell notification to all so you won't miss anything. That chat just jumped on me for a quick second. So bell so to all that you won't miss anything that will be big to you all. And The Cam fan Mitch has joined on in. Welcome on in from the YouTube side. Welcome in. I hope you have a great day in the great state of Texas.
Scotty J was here, or is here, or was here. I'm not sure if he still is, but
I haven't seen Scotty J pop in.
he left one. It just says, "Hey."
Oh! There I found Scotty J. Hello, Mr. Scotty
Then he
J.
got lost in all the shuffle of all the Nightbot posts. So.
Yeah, well, Nightbot likes to, come on in and make his presence.
Oh yes.
Hey, Scotty, how you doing? He's coming in from the YouTube side. Scotty and James. And he is saying, I got lucky and can book vacay and Atlantis.
Yep. Those are the big gay charters.
Nice.
We just had a Vakaya one go out of here in Fort Lauderdale a couple of months ago.
And of course, while Nightbot is talking about it, Nightbot is talking about the Booze Cruise 6.0 happening October 29th to November 5th of 2028 on the MSC Seascape from Galveston, Texas. To join our group, contact Rob at 409-401-1911 or at robwithcruisebrothers@gmail.com for booking details. And if you want to sail sooner than that, there is the Justin's 40th birthday cruise from April 3rd to the 10th of 2027 on Manor of the Seas from New Orleans. Book now, and you can reach again Rob at 409-401-1911 or Rob at cruisebrothers@gmail.com. So you have two amazing cruises where you can get on board and join the group. Off to the second one. And we covered a bit of this one already. Who goes on these cruises? As we already said, pretty much anyone can go on these cruises, but typically you're gonna find people that are part of that group of the LGBTQ2 plus, or people that are very supportive to it. And it's singles, couples, and friends, all ages, groups. So
yeah, you get old folks like me and young whippersnappers all alike.
So the more, the merrier. So we're just going to dive right over to the third one. And Onboard, I don't know how to say that word.
Atmosphere.
And it's welcome and inclusive, easy to meet new people.
That's for sure.
And that seems pretty much self-explanatory.
It's always fun to meet new people that have similar interests, and then when you're on a gay charter or at least a big gay cruise or something, you got plenty of people that you have something interesting in common with. So it's easier to meet new people and make friends.
Yep. Meet new people, make new friends, and then you never know. You could manage to meet up, hook up, and say, "Yo, I'm going to be on this particular cruise, and would you like to join me on that cruise and have another amazing sailing?"
Yeah, I've had a number of cruises where I've sailed with people that I met on other cruises. So
Yes, sirree. And then, of course, the chat. If you guys have information that you would like to chime on in, please don't hesitate to drop it into the chat for the ones who are watching us live here on Patreon or YouTube. Drop it on in and we will talk all about it. But of course, if you are part of the team replay, let us know in the comment section down below that you are part of team replay. I kind of have to remember that my camera has moved to the other side of the screen because I'm more focused towards this side, and I really need to be focused towards this side. Because my camera, I moved my camera over, but I might move it back over to the other side because I kind of like to face the screen this on my left hand side for the ones that are listening on the podcast. And right now it's sitting on the right hand side. So maybe within the next week or two, I might move the camera over to the correct side where I like to have it. But we are going to go into the fourth one, and it is talking about theme parties and events. Would you like to talk about that, Dewey?
Well, like any cruise, there's always your share of theme parties and events, like white parties and dance parties and costume parties and stuff like that. The gay cruises just have a little more of a gay twist to some of their parties sometimes, depending on, like a lot of the charters especially, they'll have themed nights that are particular to the gay community. And as opposed to some, because when you're on a partial or a group, you can't have too many gay only type parties because you got to be able to include the whole ship. But on the big, full ship charters, you'll have the same kind of wild parties that you may find when you're in any bar or party on land. So you can have quite the variety.
Yeah. And like one of the points I brought up, when I was researching this topic, was it did bring up the white parties and theme nights. Costumes are optional.
Yeah. Especially when you have the big gay charters, they have stuff like they call the underwear party, and they have the tea dance and stuff like that, which are pretty much specific to the gay community. So you can imagine an entire ship of people running around in their underwear.
Yep, you definitely could. And I know on other cruises, you hear them every so often, once or twice per year, where the clothing is optional.
Yeah.
That is another themed cruise.
Yes, indeed. And that's not always a gay cruise. It's just it's mainly geared towards the naturalists or the nudists, the people that like to be all natural.
Natural, open, free.
Just because you're without clothes doesn't necessarily mean that it's a big party or orgy either. So, and it's the same way on land. I've gone to some parties where I belong to a group that's a naked group, but that doesn't mean we have an orgy every time we get together. We got one group that gets together every other week and just plays cards, and others will do, maybe pool parties, or we even had one night where they had a group where we went bowling. They rented out an entire bowling alley, and everybody bowled in the nude.
Yes, sir. And as we dive into the fifth one, is entertainment highlights, drag shows, and live performances, DJs, and commentary acts.
Yeah, the drag shows are popular on any gay cruise, and even on some regular cruises like Virgin. They're they have a what do they call their hostess is usually a drag queen, and you'll find her being the host of number of shows and events going on, and I'm sure other cruises and stuff will have similar type things. But then when the more of a gay influence there is on the cruise, then like when I went on the big gay cruise, we had a lot of our events that were conducted by various drag queens. Some were, you know, not so famous, but others were like they had a couple there that were from RuPaul's drag show. So they have a wide variety of popularity. So
Yeah, they definitely do, and hopefully one day I do plan on getting my way over to Virgin Cruises, but
oh yeah,
there is no date set yet. But I do plan to eventually find a date. But then, of course, as soon as I have a date, it will be announced. And of course, while we're talking about getting announced, the first ones to know about when those dates will be are my Patreons in the higher tiers. So you're always welcome to head on over and join Patreon over there, as I'm posting over there daily. And you get fun facts, you get behind the scenes videos, depending on what level on level you're on, and many other great benefits. And of course, we're always streaming over there too for this amazing show today. But one day I will find my way over to that cruise line and give them a shot. Now I know, dude, you've been sailed with them at least what, once or twice?
5 times so far.
5 times? Oh my
Yep,
goodness!
yep, I definitely like them.
So obviously they are a keeper.
Yes. Yep, they are very different than any other cruise, so I enjoy them.
And they are like a very young cruise ship too.
Not necessarily. That the first time I went on one, it was the second sailing out of the U.S. And I thought I would be way too old, but I was just curious what it was all about. But that was not the case. Matter of fact, while I was in line, there was a couple behind me that were in their 70s, a couple behind them in their 80s, and another couple in their 90s. So it's all more of a frame of mind, more so than an actual uh, calendar age. And granted, there are a lot of young people on there, but it's not limited to just young people. There's older people enjoying themselves just as much on the Virgin Cruise.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, and do correct me if I am wrong, but they just came out of the States just in around the time when the pandemic hit.
Yep. Yeah, their first cruise was supposed to come out, but it was still during the pandemic before cruising started, and then they postponed quite a ways. So they did their first cruise. I think it was in September, late September or something like that, right after the cruising started after the pandemic. So their timing, I'm sure they were just thrilled to death with that. So they just went over to Europe and they spent all their time over there, and then they came back over here for the fall season.
Yep, so they were pretty thrilled that they were pretty new to the industry, and bam,
Yeah.
look what we got.
And now we have what 3 different ships here in the States, and one other one that's pretty much over in the uh, Mediterranean. So
hmm So they are slowly growing,
oh
slowly
yeah,
by slowly.
definitely.
And of course, we're back to talk about Justin's 40th birthday cruise. We've already talked all about it, but just as a recap, it's his 40th birthday cruise, sailing out of New Orleans on Manor of the Seas. For contact details, reach out to Rob with Cruise Brothers at gmail.com, or 409 401 1911. Now, this one I'll let you take off, Dewey. Myths and reality.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of myths versus reality when it comes to gay cruises. A lot of people think it's just a sanctioned orgy, and that's not always the case. I mean, granted, there's stuff, especially on the chartered cruises, there'll be a lot more stuff like that that happens, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's all that happens. There's like any other cruise, there's a variety of things that happen from very calm and mellow to very wild and crazy. So it all depends on the group you're with and what kind of potential they have for you drawing interest. So you can find uh, wild and crazy stuff, but then it doesn't have to be. If there's a lot of people that will just like watching and enjoying seeing what everybody else is up to, and then others will just kind of go off and find a place of their own that they feel comfortable with and relax and enjoy. So.
Yeah, because like I've said in many other live streams, at the end of the day, it is still your vacation.
Yes.
So relax, enjoy the cruise, because it's your vacation. You deserve it, and you only get so much time off per year. Because unfortunately, the reality is you gotta go back to work eventually and make more money just so you can redo it all over again.
There you go.
So enjoy what you love doing, and the myths to it is basically you do hear a lot of stories, and sometimes the stories you hear are not really the full truth of what it truly is.
And that's the case with a lot of cruises because not just gay cruises, other cruises get a reputation, and that may not always be the way it is on that particular cruise. It just varies a lot. So I know when Virgin first came out, I expected it to be like one big orgy on the whole cruise, and imagine my disappointment when I couldn't find any. I mean,
Yeah, true.
but I mean, when you read about, I haven't looked on their website lately to see if it still is so, but when they first started up, when you read on their website about the Scarlet Night, which is their big party night when everybody's in red, it sounded like they were condoning uh, orgies and everything else because they kept emphasizing it's all about giving permission and all that kind of stuff. So when you read that description, that was kind of what you thought was going to happen. But if there was anything like that happening, I sure missed it all.
Yeah.
And now as the years have gone on, they've kind of toned down stuff a little bit. They still have a lot of fun in different ways. It's just not as uh, as out there as it was on the first few cruises, I'm sure. But it helps their cruise because they've got a staff that helps generate that excitement too, because they have almost anything goes with the staff. They're not a bunch of cookie cutters like on other cruises. So.
Yeah. It sounds like that cruise line, they let a little bit more loose, but there still are restrictions in place.
Oh yeah.
Like, I still imagine a crew member can't hook up with a guest. That is pretty much standard across the board with all cruise lines. That's just a big no.
It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but that is usually the rule.
Yeah, exactly like you said. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but it is the rule.
Guilty.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I mean, where do I start? Oh, yeah, remember that one? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That cruise and that cruise and that cruise and that cruise.
And and you can't forget about that cruise.
Oh no, definitely not that one.
But yeah. But like when you want to start talking about myths and reality, before you, I don't want to say start talking about it, always get your facts and research done, and you may be surprised because
Yes.
referring to when my mother said she wants to sail Carnival, and she always has sailed Norwegian. Now, if you have ever sailed those two cruise lines, to me, my personal opinion, that is night to day,
Oh yeah.
a big night to day.
Yeah. Definitely two different atmospheres.
So I told her basically take your standards that you expect from Norwegian and just drop the bar.
Yeah.
Just drop the bar. And I'm not bashing Carnival Cruise Lines. I'm not bashing them at all.
Yeah, they serve their place and
But
for what people want.
they serve their place for what people want.
And now they're even coming out with adult only cruises. So
Yeah, SCA, I think it's called. I have to look it up again, but I want to say it's SCA or something like that. But it's
no,
adult.
I'm talking about Carnival. Carnival
Yeah,
itself is coming out.
yes, that's correct. With Carnival, yes. I have to look up the acronym of what they use, but maybe one day I might check out that adults only cruise on Carnival and see what the difference is between sailing Carnival with kids on board versus having no kids on board.
I bet it could be a big difference.
But I'm sure that there's going to be a big difference. And once again, there's myths and reality.
Oh yeah.
To that, and it could be with Carnival, Norwegian, Virgin Cruise Lines, MSC. It could be with any and every cruise line out there, and whatever charter, non-charter, all that fun jazz.
You just have to go in with an open mind and be ready for
with an open mind. But referring to what I was referring to with my mother, basically, just drop your bar and don't expect the same level. Because, like you mentioned already, Dewey, was if you go in with low expectations, you can't really get disappointed.
There you go.
That's just as simple as it gets. Because if you say, okay, I expect it to be this and the bar's high, and all of a sudden you're getting this and the bar's low,
Yes.
you're gonna even if it's just a little lower or deeply low, you're gonna be disappointed, and you might be what some people might call a Karen.
Yeah.
And your vacation, your trip away from home, your time off work, however you wish to word it, will be very unpleasant, and you probably won't enjoy the sailing or the trip that you're on because you're just deeply disappointed with
well
the level.
So many people set their goals so high, and it's like they have to remember, depending on which ship you're on, which cruise line you're on and stuff. And just like so many people really badly reviewed Margaritaville at Sea. But you got to remember, you're only paying like $99 for the cruise, not $1,000. So you're not going to get the top of the line.
Yeah. Which that's also another cruise line that's on my bucket list to check on out. And like you did say, you're not going to expect top quality from a $99 cruise to $1,000 cruise.
And the nice thing is the Margaritaville at Sea, the one that goes out of Palm Beach, has recently undergone a renovation. So they've improved a lot of the things that people were poo-pooing all the time. And the one that goes out of Tampa is a much newer ship, and that gets reviewed much better just because of the kind of ship it is. So, and they've got a third one to be coming out here sometime this year, I think, or maybe early next year.
Yep, and I think that's going to be somewhere out of the one of the Florida ports too.
I think so.
But I don't think they'll be pushing it into the Tampa Bay one.
Now, since they already have one there, it's more than likely, if it doesn't come down here to Fort Lauderdale or Miami, then it may go to Texas. So I'm not sure what their plans are with that.
That's a possibility there too, because Texas seems to keep on getting more cruise ships.
Yeah, I have not been a big fan of Galveston, but as much improvement as they've made, I'll have to reserve judgment till I go again sometime and see what it's like now. It was a number of years ago when I went out of there, and I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, well, the closest I've been to the state of Texas is the airport. And I think I flew into a Texas airport once, twice so far. So, and they were all connecting flights. So,
yeah,
I haven't even gone out of a Texas cruise port yet. But that definitely will be changing very, very soon.
Well, especially as the cruise lines build new terminals and stuff and make things more efficient, that's going to help improve the reputation too of the port. So there's a number of new terminals there compared to when I was there the last time.
Very, very, very true. And now we're diving back over onto the YouTube side chat and welcome on in some more guests. Welcome on in Cheryl and Jeremy from Cruising is Fun Anytime. And they're also from the great state of Texas. I know quite a few Texas people.
I know a few myself.
And they're saying hello to Mr. Dewey.
Hello back at you.
Yep. And then we are diving into the 7th point, making new friends. We've already covered a good heavily bit of it, but we'll touch up on it a little bit more. And it is social events through the cruise, creating half of it's being cut off.
So you get the social events throughout the cruise, and it's a great opportunity with solo travelers as well, because you have a lot more people on there that are probably have similar interests to you when you're going on a major themed cruise like that.
Correct. So there's been many opportunities, and I'm sure they all cruise lines do offer the solo cruise because we've covered that topic before on this show, talk about solo cruising. All cruise lines probably do offer a solo cruise meetups, and some are better.
Yeah.
And some aren't. Now, when I did my first unplanned, in brackets, because truly it was totally unplanned, it wasn't supposed to go that way, a solo cruise, my expectations was you were going to go to a certain designated area where they told you where it's going to be, and it's either it cleans or it doesn't, and it's not run by one of the ship staff.
Yeah, that's the bad thing with a lot of stuff like the solo meetups or like the LGBT meetups and stuff like that. Most of them are unhosted, so it all depends on the people that are attending it as to be how successful it goes.
And when I went on mine back in when did I go? again. It was a few months ago. It was in about May. Yeah, back in May. Over to Europe, which I'm still working on those vlog series. Um, the Soul meetup and the LGBTQ 2 plus meetup just magically happened around at the same time.
Yeah.
Just magically. And one of them was hosted and one of them wasn't.
I know a lot of times on the carnival ships, it seems like the solo meetup will be just before the LGBT meetup. And a lot of times you'll find more gay people at the solo meetup because there's more people there for them to interact with. And by the time they get to the LGBT meetup, that so often there's not very many people there.
Yeah. But anyways, my sailing happened to be on Norwegian Cruise Lines. And they are, I think, the only one that I know about that actually has a hosted person that arranges activities and stuff like that for you. And
Especially if you have one of their solo uh, suites or whatever, you got a, you know, it's like a whole private group on the ship that they conduct afternoon get-togethers and events, and they help coordinate activities for the whole group of solo people, and that's kind of nice too.
it definitely is. So I was impressed with the activities, and it was more of what I call more of a gathering, and just sit back, maybe even have a couple drinks,
Yeah.
and just social. And what the one thing I did appreciate they did do is that it just happened to run in around the supper time ish area.
Yeah.
So what they did was they also arranged to say, hey, who's all wanting to go to dinner together? And even before we got down to the restaurant, they would phone down to that particular restaurant where we're going to be heading to, whichever restaurant it happened to be on the ship, and say, I need a table of X for the solo travelers. And we all get to have dinner together.
Yes. And that's nice when you have somebody to help instigate that kind of stuff, because when you're trying to instigate things on your own, it doesn't always work out that way.
Mm-hmm. So that was very nice, and I look forward to my next adventure on the Norwegian Sun, and see what does that adventure bring as a solo traveler. And once again, in brackets, I'm blank. It just wasn't planned to go that way. But as a single person, it's always something interesting to try and see, is that something that you would enjoy. And the way I always put it is, you make what you get out of it.
Yes. Yeah, I often don't go to many of the solo meetups just because of the fact that there's usually the chance of me running across somebody that I am interested in is probably very, very low there, and I don't want to mislead people or make a big scene or anything. So
Yes, sirree. And I thought I did see a comment down here. Cruising is fun. Anytime is saying hello to Mike. Nightbot is talking about my merch shop. If you're interested, head on over to my merch shop at nightsbedshop.com. The link is found in my About section on my YouTube side. So you can head on over there and check if you're interested in getting any cruising on the high seas and travel merch. And of course, we are on the road to the 2,000 subscriber mark. And that's numbers not fully up to date, but we're roughly about 2,000 away. I'm not 2,000 away, because it means I have no
2,000 away
subscribers.
from the 1,000 mark.
It means we're a lot further away, but we're not too far off from it. But we're back talking about that one again, and we're just running through the About section, and I do see that someone else has dived into the basement, so we'll be there in a moment momentarily to bring you one up. And cruising is fun anytime. Says there's a different experience on every cruise line, and that is absolutely true, because the way how one cruise line does it for any particular sailing, wherever it might be, can be totally different from another cruise line. So, and then we're just going to stop right there, and we're going to go into our basement, and we are going to bring on up, who do we have? Mrs. Cheryl from Cruising is Fun Anytime. Hello.
I had to.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
I had to come up here because I had to tell Dewey I love that shirt. That shirt speaks volumes to me.
Oh, it speaks volumes for me too. And you ought to see that I have to be careful where I wear it when I wear it around town.
Oh man, it has to come to me. I need that in my life. I need that. I need that in my life. So I'm
The
just
nice
letting
thing
you know.
is when I wear it online here, it just looks like a colorful shirt. Not a lot of people realize what all the pictures are.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I like it. I like it. I had to tell you it's wonderful. And I had to tell you that some of the cruises, I don't know, I've been cruising for a long time, but the community has always on Carnival now. I don't know what they do now, because I, like Rob, I have branched out from Carnival. It's been a minute since I've been on Carnival, but they used to give different get-togethers.
Yeah.
They had get-togethers for the AA people. They had different groups where they could get together. Now I don't know if they still do that. I really don't, because like I said, I do NCL, I've done Princess, and I've done MSC, and I love all those three brands. I love them, and it's for different reasons.
Yeah.
I love MSC for the foundation, MSC Foundation. They do a lot of good work for underprivileged countries. I like that. I really do. And I cruise. Some people cruise for the. I cruise for what the cruise line does for other countries.
Yeah.
I cruise for because I don't do for the ports anymore, because there's so many times you can go out and go to the Western Caribbean or the ABCs, so it's
when you
one of
become a
those
frequent cruiser, where you go isn't so much important anymore because you've been there so many times.
Exactly. We went on MSC last year and didn't get off the port, but granted, it was raining, but we didn't get off the port, get off the ship. I've been so many places.
Yeah, I've got a few ports that I like to get off, but most of the time, unless I have a good reason or if I'm with a crowd of people that like to get off and do
That
something, I'm just happy to
getting
stay
off
on the
the
ship while it's not very crowded and enjoy the features of the ship I'm on.
That's right.
Yep, and
And you
that
can eat lunch and find a place to eat.
And you
You
can sit
know,
around the pool, you can go to the spa and all
yes.
kinds of stuff
Mhm.
before it gets crowded.
And if a little spa hack, you can go to the spa and get like a 50% off or something during port days.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's a win-win for most people.
and you can also get amazing content done throughout the ship because
Yes,
everyone's
you
off
can
the
do
ship.
you can know what you can do your
Ship
ship
tour.
tour if you're into that. You know, the best thing, the best advice I have for people, rather than do a ship tour and do a room tour. Thank you. Do a room tour because that's what people mostly want to see.
Yeah.
And they want to see what's my room going to look like. They don't really care about the ship tour because guess what? You can find 50 million ship tours on YouTube. And each one of them are going to say that, do the same thing. Either
Yeah.
they're going to have music or they're not going to have music, or they're going to talk over or they're not going to talk over. But that room tour, you're going to get a lot of views from a room tour, whether it's funny or whether it's serious or whatever. People are looking to see, oh, what is my room going to look like? And that's what I do. I want to see what my room is going to look like. And
How much
I
space
look,
do I have? What can I bring and where will I put it?
yes, yes,
Yeah, and
exactly.
it may not be the exact room number that you have, but some people will even look. It's like, okay, well, I found this room. Let me see what is this room number compared to what I have, and are they pretty much the same kind of room? So
Yes.
it kind of gives them at least an idea
Idea, yeah.
of what it will look like.
Yep.
Now, if it's your exact room number, hey, that's a bonus.
That's a bonus because I've been very fortunate, especially when I was sailing on Carnival, the Breeze class. You can always find your exact room number sometimes, most of the time for me. And depending on the type of room I have, MSC, NCL, and Princess, I can always go to Hard Travel. What is it? Hard Travel. And I will get the exact room tour that I'm looking for from him. But y'all are talking about a good subject. I felt when I was looking at you on the TV. I've been looking at you on the TV for about 30 minutes. And I said, they're talking some good stuff up there.
We,
I'm
we,
glad to
we,
hear that.
we definitely are, and I thank you. And of course, we have these kind of these live streams on the LGBTQ 2+ every month, typically about around the last Saturday of the month. So, and we cover many different types of topics, and many more to come.
And some of them cross over
Oh yeah.
to the you know what I mean? It really doesn't matter what group you're in. Your experience is going to be the same. Either you're going to eat this or not eat this. You're going to like this activity or you're not going to like this activity.
You're right.
So basically, it's the same regardless of.
And it's
I don't
funny
know.
because you don't think about that until you start doing these comparisons and you realize, yeah, we we've talked about this kind of same thing with other cruises and stuff. So,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what the theme is or who the people attending are, or if it's a charter or anything. It all ends up basically coming down to the same handful of things.
Right. You're so right. You're so right.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, and of course, the experience that you have, like I said, experience you have on one sailing, it may not be the same on the next sailing, and you could do the exact same thing, and it
Yes.
can be two different experiences.
And you're so right. For instance, for me, the celebration and the Mardi Gras, same ship, but different experience. I went on the Mardi Gras. I liked it, but didn't like it like as much as I raved about the celebration. I raved about the cruise director. You know, I liked the celebration over the sister ship. And I still can't wrap my mind around how can I say something nice about one ship that's actually built the same as the other ship. It
Well, and
makes no
there's
sense.
big, differences. Just because they're built the same doesn't mean the atmosphere, the people, and everything else are the same. So you have to go on with that right frame of mind, that just because you've been on a ship like that before, it's not going to be a repeat. It's going to have different people, different environments, and everything. So you have to be able to make the best of it.
Yeah, and different entertainment. I went on the celebrations first or second. First. This and then I went on the Mardi Gras. And I guess I looking back, I can say that, and I went on the Mardi Gras with family and friends. It was a family reunion type cruise. Family from California came down to cruise, and grandkids, and it's just a big hoopla.
Yeah.
But uh, and I had a great time, but I still liked the celebration better, and I still do. I'm going on the Jubilee for the very first time.
You definitely are.
Yeah, in February of next year. I'm going with Rob. Yeah,
Oh, thanks.
February.
You let the bird out.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah,
That was
whatever.
supposed to be a secret.
Whatever.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I'm going with you on February, and I'm gonna have fun. I'm not one to go out my room unless it's really something going on. I like trivia. I like um, I like the shows. I like the shows, and I like room service. See, I'm a room service type person,
Huh.
and I love me some room service. So I'll order room service if I don't go to the dining room or the buffet, which I really don't like.
Yeah.
Um, I really don't. I don't like the 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 buffet. I I try to steer away from the buffet as much as I can. Not to say I don't eat on there, but I'm real
Crowds are
picky and
too much
choosy.
for me.
Yeah, and then the fact that sometimes I've watched older people. They tend not to use their the things that they teach their
it's
grandkids
8
or
p.m.
great grandkids. I'm sorry, to not do. Don't cough over the food. Don't do this.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a little leery to eat. I don't like the crowds. Dewey, you're so right. The crowds in the main dining room, and I don't care what group you're in. You're still worried about, you know, the sanitation of it all, so it don't matter. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be a part of a certain group to know what you like and what you don't like, because I feel that we all feel the same way. I do. I do feel the same way. I can't say that I don't. I really do. I feel like you said you didn't like the groups, the crowds. Guess what? I don't like them either. but then I don't really, I really don't do the crowds in the dining room. But I like it better in the dining room.
Yeah, it's a little more controlled there.
Yeah, and I do, and the food comes to you.
Right.
And I like room service. I like room service a lot, Dewey. I gotta tell you, I'm a big room service person. I really, really am.
I've had my share of cruises where I enjoyed that frequently too.
Mm-hmm.
I had one cruise especially where I was just, my frame of mind wasn't quite right, and I just wasn't feeling very social. So I spent a lot of time in my room, and I got a lot of room service, and in fact, it was on a princess ship, because I remember I binged watched all kinds of Love Boat episodes.
I want to ask you, Dewey, how did you like the princess ship?
I like them. To me they were, so many. I like Holland America, and so many people say Holland America is the old people's cruise. I think Princess is much older, because you find a lot more people. I mean, they roll up the sidewalks by 9:00 at night. It's like, if you want to find some place for a late night drink, you're usually, maybe there's the piano bar may still be open, or the casino, and that's about it. It's not a late night environment. But one thing I do like is they seem to cater a lot to the Asian people, and they know how to dance. It's like watching episodes of Dancing with the Stars, because they just dance so beautifully every time you see them.
Yeah, I noticed that on Princess when we went. They danced a lot on Princess. I want to go on Holland, and I get some really great offers from Holland. I do. We were booked on what was the name of that ship? That Holland ship?
Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't go, and we changed our minds for some reason. Don't know. But we didn't go. But I really wanted to go on that cruise just to see what it was like. And I know I would have enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
I would have. Yeah.
They have such a wide variety of entertainment on there. That's what I like the best.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And if you like the environment on Princess with the older crowd, then you'll like Holland America, because it's not quite as old and it's a little more active, but it's not a party ship. They got so many different entertainment venues that no matter what kind of entertainment you like, you're probably going to find something on there you can enjoy.
And guess what? That's another reason I left Carnival. It wasn't any other reason other than I'm tired of the party ship. I wanted to experience something, low beat, or medium beat,
And I classify myself as a classic cruiser. When I cruise, I kind of like to have a little pizzazz and class and dignity and stuff. I don't want it to be a party ship. That's not what appeals to me.
I'm not about that. I'm not about that anymore. I've done it, and it's in the back of me. So I like the calmness of. I want to enjoy my sailing.
Oh yeah.
I don't have to be up shaking, rump shaking, and all of that other stuff that people do. I don't have to do that anymore.
You
But
like
I didn't mean to come
you
up here and
like to
just start
sit back and
talking.
relax.
That's
Yeah, I
fine.
want
Right?
to
At
sit
least
back
you're
and laugh.
involved. That's what counts.
Yeah, I want to enjoy my cruise. I don't want to. I want to enjoy it. It's a vacation, and I
You
want to
want to be
treat it
able,
as such.
you want to be able to remember it.
Yeah, I want to. I want to enjoy my cruise. I really do.
Yeah,
I
some of
really,
my
really
best
do.
memories have been on the more subdued type cruises like Holland, Princess, stuff like stuff where it wasn't so crazy, and I met some very neat people, many of which I've cruised with many times. My very first solo cruise was on a Holland America ship, and there's people on that ship, and I did that in 2019. And some of those people I've sailed with numerous times. Many of those people I'm still in touch with on Facebook, and I built a lot of good friendships on that cruise. But I was all about
Mhm.
letting loose and enjoying, because that was my first solo cruise. So I was halfway through the cruise. Everybody said, "Is there anybody on this ship you don't know?" But I was just, if I encountered somebody, hey, great. There was one day, I think we were in Nicaragua, and I didn't really
Mm.
feel like going ashore. I just wanted a relaxing day. I was going to find a nice spot on the promenade and grab my book and read. Well, they had a lot of dancers down on the show on the pier, and I was watching them, and I met this lady who was also watching, and we ended up spending 3 hours talking. I never did read a thing in my book, and her
Mhm.
husband was ashore. And when he came ashore, he came and found her, and he said, "Well, I'm going to lunch," and he went to lunch, and we stayed and talked for another couple hours.
Oh, see, that's wonderful. You know what I did when I very first started cruising way back. Guess what? I used to journal. I used to journal my cruises. I
There
did.
you
I
go.
would journal every day what I did on my cruises,
I
just
was
to
doing
have
that
it.
too on my first few cruises.
Yeah, my first couple of cruises, I was journaling them. After that, I started reading. Now I do um, not crosswords. Yeah, I do crossword, Scrabble, and all of that. I even went. Let me tell you, I even went to the library on my one of my last cruises. I guess was it MSC? Maybe it may have been MSC. I went on to the library and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then other people started coming in the library. So I loved it.
There's
Even
so many
yeah,
ways that you can enjoy it, and that's the whole thing, is you got to enjoy it your way.
my way. Yes, right.
Exactly. Because the best way to enjoy it.
Oh yeah. You try
Yes.
try
You're
to be
so right.
somebody you're not, or try to do things the way everybody else is, you're not going to have a good time.
You're not
And
gonna have a good time. That's so
you're
true.
and if you try to do things not you exactly, then you're not representing yourself the
Right.
correct way.
Right.
So, like I've met both of you in person before, and what you see here on screen is what you
It's what we
actually
got.
get,
That's what we got.
and that's what you
Yeah.
got,
Hmm.
and
Whether you like it or not.
it's just the way it is.
Hmm.
But we're
And
gonna dive
that's
back.
one of the things I like about the YouTube community is, before, especially with COVID, that was all we had exposure to, just who we saw on the screen. So then when you
Hmm.
finally got to start cruising with all these people, you realized, other than how high they are, because everybody looks the same size on the screen,
Hmm.
there's not much difference. Everybody's pretty much who you expect them to be.
Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. But we're gonna dive back over into the chat and catch on all up into the chat. So our friend Cheryl from Cruising is Fun Anytime says, "Keep on bringing them ships to." Galveston.
Texas, because I am in Texas, and I guess, keep going to the Western Caribbean until they bring a ship that's not going to the Western Caribbean. And I don't think they're going to ever do that.
That's the bad part about Galveston. There's very little itinerary change out of there.
Yeah, I just found out, I just heard about a ship that goes to Sweden. I want to be on that ship. And it's over there, so I'm really seriously wanting to go on that
Is it a
ship.
transatlantic to Sweden?
I don't know.
I would love to.
You
I've
can
never
find
done
it.
one, but I would love to do a transatlantic.
Leaving from?
Well,
It was leaving from Stockholm.
No,
Jeremy
okay.
said it was leaving from Stockholm, and it was one of those loop. It was a loop.
Yeah,
But
dude, somebody, and not mention no names, is doing a transatlantic very soon.
Yep, you.
Definitely not me.
It's not me yet.
But Cruise Ship Drones is saying hello to myself in the chat. Hello. And he's saying also hello to Mr. Dewey Skis.
You've scrolled way back. We passed all those.
No, I think those are new.
Okay.
Unless he's saying them again. Oh, I guess I did. All right,
Scroll down.
Scroll down.
You scroll down till you find Najuma. That should be the first new one.
Hey, Najuma.
Saying hello to Cruise Ship Drones. So, hello, Najuma. And sometimes it's very easy to lose yourself in the chat.
Oh yeah, especially when you're the one conducting the show because you got so many other things to keep track of.
Right.
Exactly. I think I need to get a sub producer or something like that to help me keep track of where things are.
I did that when I was doing my bingo games. I would have a friend get on and he would watch the chat for me because conducting my bingo games, there were so many pieces of that I had to keep track of. I couldn't do all of that and keep track of the chat all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you do the bingo games? Was it through OBS or something?
No, I was using what's that popular one? StreamYard.
Okay.
And I had this software that was just a website, and I would open up a window and conduct that in there. And so I would have that in the pop-up in the main part of the screen, and so I would conduct that and keep track of all kinds of stuff through that as well as other. I mean, I had so many windows open on the screen at the time, and that's why
I'm wanting to do a game, and bingo came to mind once a month on my channel, just once a month, and that's it. Play.
Yeah, this isn't designed to be run online, but I warped it so that it would fit my needs and work so that people could see what was being called, and I could see all of the bingo cards being played, so I could tell who was winning and all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of fun, and I created so many of my own because I didn't do a numbers bingo. I did a themed bingo. Like one time it would be cruise ships, another time it was like Christmas things and stuff. So there'd be squares would be words and all. So I don't know how many gazillion different puzzle or bingo games I have created, and I've got a ton more in limbo that I could create if I ever got interested enough to get back into it again.
Yeah, I think I played a couple times.
Yeah, you even won a couple.
It was fun.
Oh yeah,
I want to do that. I want to do that once a month on my channel, bingo. That's what I want. Once a month. figure it out. I'm telling my husband, figure it out.
Figure on it. We're gonna find some way to do it.
Yeah, I want to find a way to do the a bingo once a month. I don't want to do it every month, and I want to do it like a back to school in August. I'm gonna start it in August. A back to school in August. Labor Day, Halloween, I'll be on a cruise, so I can't do it. But maybe I can do it before I leave. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out because I think that's what I want to do.
Well, if you ever get the time, go to the YouTube site Dewey's Bingo, and you can look at some
Okay.
of the ones we did and see how I ran those. It's not easy because, like I said, it's not designed to be run online, but I managed to warp it so it would work.
Okay. And maybe you, and maybe some other people might have it on their screen, that play games. So it's a lot of people do games on YouTube.
And I know there are a lot of games that are designed to be run online and stuff, but I didn't look to see if there were any of those because this particular software that I was using, I used it all the time, especially during it was called bingobaker.com is what I used. And I would go in and create my own bingo cards for the shows I watched a lot. So like if I was watching, like I wasn't watching Rob's at the time, but say I was watching Rob's show, I would create it using terms that you would hear a lot on his show. Like if he liked to say certain things in a certain way or something, so many people, they got little things they say that are uniquely them or, whatever and stuff. So that while I was watching, I'd play the bingo game and just to keep different things like that. And so I had, YouTube shows, TV shows, all kinds of stuff. And then when one of the groups I belonged to, I happened to be a Mason, and I was also a member of the Eastern Star, which is the ladies' version.
Yeah, my mom was the Eastern Star, and my grandmother.
Well, during COVID, when we weren't allowed to have in-person meetings, once a month I would have a bingo game with Eastern Star stuff in it. And we ended up getting like 6 to 12 people playing at a time sometimes because that was the only exposure they had to each other because we couldn't go in person to see anybody. So that got to be a lot of fun. And so then I got the urge to try it again. That's when I made, I don't know how many I've got, but you name a topic, I probably got a bingo game for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you probably have a topic, bingo game for first time cruiser trips.
I don't think I did make that one. That's one I'll have to add to the list.
Well, that is one to add to the list, and of course with first time cruiser trips, packing for theme nights, join online groups before sailing. That is definitely a great way to connect.
I want it up and running for August.
That's a great way to connect before you jump onto your sailing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like your notes say too, joining any groups before the sailing helps you get a chance to know some of the people you'll already be cruising with.
Oh, yes.
Find out what's going on that particular ship. That helps you to find out what their theme nights are or what kind of things are or not allowed. So that by the time you get on the ship, a lot of times you'll run across people, oh, I know you from the Facebook group or from this group. And so you get a chance to build up that camaraderie early. And it's a lot of fun. And I still participate in a lot of groups because I like to do private ride share. So I'll go post my ads for my private ride share on every cruise that has a Facebook page that is leaving out of here in Fort Lauderdale. So I often will pick up people that need a ride and stuff, or either to the port or from the port and stuff. So, and it's almost, since I can't go cruising now, at least I can enjoy being able to see everybody else enjoying it.
Right. That's true.
And then of course it's always is the cost is it worth the cost? And majority of the time it technically is worth the cost because it's cheaper to do it that way than to do it a totally different way, maybe through the cruise line.
Yeah. And cruising in general is so much more economical than a lot of land-based cruises, just because of the prices of things involved, and you so much more is included in a cruise as opposed to, especially here in the U.S., because we don't have many all-inclusive type resorts here. Most of them are in the Caribbean or Mexico. Excuse me. And so, when you go to a hotel, I mean, you got to pay for food, you got to pay for parking, you got to pay for your room, you got to pay for sometimes everything. For the entertainment. There's, everything's nickel and diming you to death. Especially if you go to places like Vegas and stuff. It's like sometimes the resort fees are higher than your room fees.
Right. Very, very true.
Yeah, because even when I do Justin's birthday cruise, the hotel that we have picked out, there just happens to be a resort fee. Now, it's not outrageous. It's not more than what the hotel cost is.
Oh, that's good.
But that cost is still there.
Yep.
Now, I think it's only there because it just happens to be the location of the hotel.
Yeah, that's how they keep their room prices reasonable, but they still stick it to you some other way by adding that resort fee. So you're paying for all the amenities, the location, and all that kind of stuff. So they say, "Oh, look, we've only got rooms for $75," but by the time you tack on parking and resort fees and stuff like that, you're paying over $200 for the room.
Right, $200 a night. You're right.
Yeah. Now, luckily, in my case, I'm going to sneak away without having to pay for the parking fees because I don't have no vehicle.
Yeah.
While I'm down there. And of course, where the hotel is, it's right down on the Bourbon Street area, so it's close enough that we can go out, enjoy the nightlife, and be able to still walk back to the hotel and enjoy the hotel.
Does the hotel have shuttles to the cruise port?
I don't believe they do, but to the
a lot of times you'll have hotels that will provide shuttles or at least have connections with services that can do the shuttle for a lot more reasonable price than what it would cost to park on the cruise port.
Right.
That is fully true. Because even the place that Jeremy Sherrill told me about down in Miami, great place, South Balloon Beach. It's a Hilton hotel. It is like amazing.
It's beautiful. The bed is what's good.
They offer transportation to the hotel from the airport, and then they offer transportation to the cruise port at an additional cost. And like, what else can you ask for?
Oh yeah.
And later on, I will have, in I don't know whatever year it might happen to be, I will get that vlog out too. Because I am backed up in vlogs, back up into my yin yang. I'm gonna getting videos put out.
Right.
And even Jeremy showed know all about, like, it's like, well, we know you've done this, but we haven't seen it yet. We know you've done that, but what happened to the video?
Yeah.
Right.
Trust me, it's coming.
Okay.
Favorite last words.
It's coming. I just don't want to give a date, but trust me, it's coming. It's definitely coming.
Okay.
Well, it's just like with all the cruising I did, so many people said, well, why don't you do videos? And it's like, why? Everybody's already done it to death. I couldn't, there's nothing that I can really add new, and I'd rather enjoy myself than I've seen a lot of these creators and stuff that spend the whole cruise concentrating on creating their video instead of having fun. It's like, no, I'd rather have the fun. Thank you.
I want a vacation.
I take a lot of pictures. I do some videos and stuff, but I figured if I ever want to do a video, I've got some material, but it was all about me having fun, more important. So,
And the way I look at it is basically when I do my videoing, I do it in the sense as okay, I'm gonna do a little bit here, and then I'm gonna take a rest, and I'm gonna do what I really want. That there's gonna be no picking up the phone and going like this and holding it up like that, like feeling it.
and you want to be able to enjoy the cruise with your own eyes and not watching it through a camera the whole time.
Watch it through a lens in the screen.
First time I ever went to Alaska, I did that. I was constantly taking video, like whale watching tours and all this stuff. And I was missing things because I was always looking at the camera instead of what was actually happening.
Right.
It's you need to find that balance.
Yeah.
Where you're still doing what you enjoy doing, but you're still enjoying the trip. And it's not all about work, because you're technically off of your actual work.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you're being paid by YouTube.
Yeah, the people that make a living at it, that's a different
job. Then that's another story. But even still, you need to enjoy it from firsthand, not through a lens in a screen.
Yes.
Because when you talked about Alaska, going through the glaciers, that is like, oh my goodness, so beautiful. Even just getting the pictures, all that stuff for memories of the glaciers, it's breathtaking. Like I could probably do a whole long live stream of it, and I won't get bored talking about it.
Oh, I agree there. Some of my favorite pictures are stuff I've taken when I was in Alaska, whether it be, the mountains, waterfalls, glaciers, wildlife. I mean, there's so much and the pictures don't do it justice. So as great as it looks on a picture or on a video, it looks even better when you're there in life experience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And like when I went up there about 2 years ago-ish, maybe 3 now. It was just before the 2.0 booze cruise. It was breathtaking, and I was actually very surprised that they actually opened up the front of the ship for us to go out there and enjoy the scenery. And it was breathtaking. It was very beautiful. And of course, it's very unique entertainment. That's like unique entertainment. That's own entertainment to yourself.
Oh yeah.
And the sense of community, like just everyone out there enjoying it together.
Right.
So it was beautiful. So of course, if you ever get the opportunity to do something like that, and I even hear they even do that like for the Panama Canal.
Yeah, I've done the Panama Canal twice, and I love it.
Really?
That was my first solo cruise because when my wife and I, we got married on a cruise, and then 10 years later we went to Alaska for our anniversary. And I always wanted to do the Panama Canal, but she wasn't interested in that. And in her words, she says, "I don't know what your interest is in that big ditch." So after she died, I decided I wanted to go do some traveling. That was the first place I wanted to go because I couldn't go with her.
Right. Do what you want to do.
Yep. And I loved every minute. I've always been fascinated with the Panama Canal. I loved watching documentaries about it. I've read books on it and all this stuff. So I really wanted to see it in person. The only thing now is I want to go through the new locks because I've been through the old locks twice, one's in each direction. Now I'd like to do the new locks and see what that's like.
I want to go on a Panama cruise.
Well, I'm sure we will get you on that Panama cruise one day.
One day.
Oh, it's worth it.
Although one day. Because
Mhm.
when you have that date, you just tell me it, and I will do everything in my power to make sure I'm there.
Okay. I'm gonna
Everything
hold you to
I'll
that.
make sure I find a way to
I'm gonna
pull it.
hold you to it.
You can hold me to it.
Hmm.
And the interesting thing is, you have it here on record.
Yes.
As you see, the ticker is still ticking. So you got evidence.
Right.
I said it. But of course, the final point that we have come up to is viewers Q&A experience. Have you ever been on an LGBTQ plus cruise? What would you like to know? Let us know, and we will do our best to answer it for you.
I've never been on the big charters, but I have been on the one they call the big gay cruise, where there was like 600 people on the ship that were gay, and so that was fun. And of course I've been on cruises with friends. I think the last cruise I went on, we had five or six of us from the local area here. We were all on the same cruise, so that was fun. And but it's just, you know, it depends what you like, and you go where you can find
Mm.
something that's interesting and you enjoy.
Yep, and then of course, after today's topic, Pride Cruise spotlights what really happens on LGBTQ plus cruises. What should we talk about next? And would you ever go on an LGBTQ plus cruise?
I would.
Gladly.
I'll be gladly go on one. Because to me, a cruise is a cruise.
There
A
you
cruise
go.
is a cruise.
That's the way I look at it.
And especially if you're not of the LGBTQ plus persuasion, it's a whole new experience to witness and see, because there's
Mhm.
things going on there you're not going to see on other cruises. So
Right.
Absolutely. And
So true.
of course, like I mentioned, we do these cruises. Cruises. No, we do these live streams. Be nice if we do these cruises every month.
oh yeah,
I think I might be a little saying, okay, how I'm gonna afford to get this one now done.
there
If I
you
do
go.
it every single month, and I don't think my boss will like that.
When you start getting monetized, then we'll go on a cruise once a month and we'll do our show from the cruise.
Yes.
Okay, now we're talking. And you got the internet package, right?
Well, if we're going to have to broadcast the show, of course.
And of course, our next one will be coming in on next month. Love topic will be love at sea,
Ooh,
if I am correct. And it'll be happening on Saturday, May 23rd. Does it
May.
sound right?
Let's
That does
try
not
July.
sound right. That does not. Let's say July
July 25th would be the last Saturday.
25th. Let's say July 25th, because May 23rd doesn't sound correct, because May's gone.
Hmm.
Yeah, sadly.
So we'll be coming back in on July 25th at the exact same time, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern or 7 o'clock Central.
Got you on my calendar so I don't forget.
Yes, sirree. But yeah, no, it's always a very interesting topics to chat about, and like I said, there's plenty other amazing topics that we have lined up. As I shared pretty much, I think about a year's worth of topics with our friend Dewey Ski, and everyone is
surprised
very
at how the variety of topics you had already thought of before you ever approached me with this project. And it's like, wow, now that's a well thought out project.
it was, and trust me, this was a very project that was being deeply thought under behind the scenes, even before even the first episode got broadcasted.
Yeah.
Like it was all laid out. Like, oh, I hit this topic, this topic, this topic.
Yeah, because I think you had the first 12 months all pegged before last summer, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Because when you first hit me with it, you set that whole synopsis, and it's like, wow. And it was funny how detailed it was for somebody that isn't of the LGBTQ persuasion.
It was. But like I said, there's a whole list, and we're hoping to grow the community and the knowledge all in one.
And of course, for anybody in the audience listening, whether it be now or in recorded version, if there's a topic you want to hear about, make sure to let us know, because we're not afraid to cover it.
Yep, and
Not at all.
Of course, we're like I said already before, we're coming in on the YouTube side, we're coming in on the Patreon side, and this is even being broadcasted as a podcast. So let us know in the comment section wherever you are watching from, and we will for sure get it put into the works for a future broadcast production.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't know anything about that topic, we'll find information.
Yeah, exactly. We can research and
We can do the research and get the information that is needed. So it will be all realistic facts and not myths.
Right.
Because we don't want to broadcast any myths on stuff that we don't know about.
Yes.
So we would do what we can to get all the correct facts before it gets broadcasted.
That's correct.
But I do like to thank all of you for coming on into the live stream today and watching us on whichever platform you are watching us in from. And it was great having you come on up here halfway through the show, Cheryl, because I wasn't even expecting to have you pop up, but it's always a pleasure.
I enjoyed it.
Having you come on up. So
I enjoyed it, and thank you for having me.
Yeah. So thank you all for coming on in today. And of course, until next time, I'll see you all in the high seas or wherever travels may take us. Until then, bye for now.
Toodles, everybody.
Are you sure you want to leave?
Okay. Oh, let's try this one more time. It doesn't want to play the sound. I don't know why.
Well, it's because it's played the intro so often beginning.
It played so many times at the beginning. It says, okay, that's enough. Let's not do it anymore. But here it is.